Hey guys, welcome to episode 1 of From the Ground Up. This is going to be an 8-part series where I go into detail and explain a lot of the nuances of movement to help you kind of level up your movement. If you'd like to skip my whole monologue here, I'm going to put a timestamp up. Go ahead and skip over to that. Let's get right to it. Anyways, we are starting here. Episode 1. I am going to be teaching you the very basics here. Now, if you're someone who's played movement for more than 6 months, I don't think you're going to gain all that much here, but could be worth the watch anyways. Who knows? Either way, here in episode 1, we're going to be learning the very basic movement techniques. I'm talking basic air strafes, very basic ladder tech. I'm talking fast ladder, maybe a ladder strafe here and there, just getting you familiar with ladders, right? Able to utilize them to their full potential, all right? On top of that, we'll be talking some about configs towards the end of the video. You know, like what is a config, why people use configs, why you might want to use a config, and whose config is the best. I mean, there's hundreds of configs out there, all of them with, you know, fairly different purposes. Either way, we'll also be talking about just some general information, some general binds, and just how movement works at a base level, right? If you understand how all this stuff works, you can build your knowledge off it much easier, because you can infer, you can figure it out. I don't have to tell you a lot of this stuff. You know this. Anyways, let's get into it.
Outside. No, good shot. Swing that girth, PGM. That was pretty awesome.
Okay, guys. Now we move on to ladders. Now, ladders are very, very, very important, especially early on in your movement, right? Crosshair placement matters the most when going up and down ladders. I see too many people going up ladders like this. Did I make it up the ladder? Yeah. Was it efficient? Not at all. Now, here's how to do something called fast ladder. You come up to the ladder and you connect to it. You see I'm connected to this ladder? You connect to it, and you look up and to the right, and you hold W and A at the same time. Now, I'm going up and down this ladder much faster than if I had just done this. All right, let's try it out. Fast ladder. Normal ladder. It is so much quicker to fast ladder. It is never worth going up ladders plain W, ever. Your first habit should be to always go up ladders, fast ladder. Now, specifically, you want to run up to the ladder, you want to jump, look off to the right, and up. Now, you're going to find your exact zone. You're going to do some trial and error, and you're going to find the exact zone you're going to look at. Now, I like to do it at about 45-degree angle. Now, when I go up, I'm not looking directly at this corner. I'm looking a little off to the right. And that gets me where I need to go. The more you're looking up, the more vertical your crosshair is, the faster you will go up and down. Now, the reason it's important to get your crosshair right when going up and down these ladders is you're going to be wanting to fast ladder up and down. If you don't have the correct crosshair placement now, it's going to be a problem for you not very far down the road. You're going to want to go up, look straight up. Now, you do have some leeway. You can connect to it and look up at the same time. You don't have to snap up and catch it perfectly vertical. That's ridiculous. Catch it and just a smooth motion. Now, let's take that step by step. You want to run up to the ladder, jump, and while you're jumping, you want to both turn to the right and hold W and S. So try that. Try that motion. No ladder, just walk up to it and hold W and S. You want to hold W and S in the air before you connect to the ladder, because that's what makes you connect to the ladder. All day I can be up on this ladder and not holding a key, and I won't connect to it until I hold a key. So jump 45 degrees, W and A, and you fast ladder up. Now the step on top of that is when you get to the top, start looking down. Now we're going to talk about going up and down ladders. This one is a tongue twister for your fingers. You are going to struggle with this but it is a muscle memory thing. Once you do it enough times, you don't even think about it. So let's say I'm going up this ladder. If I want to go down this ladder, looking the same direction, it is S and D. W and A, S and D. Now keep in mind, the direction you're facing changes the keys you're going to press. So if I'm facing to the right, as we've been doing this whole time for example purposes, you hold W and A. If you're going to the left, you're going to be holding W and D because you're facing now towards the right. The D key is what keeps you connected to the ladder going up. The W key is what gives you your speed. Again, if you're facing this way, the A is what keeps you connected. I can go up and down just with A and D. The W key is what gives you your speed. Now, if I were to go up just with W, it's not working out, you know? The side strafes are what keep you connected. To learn going down ladders, it is the direct opposite of what you just hit as long as you're facing the same direction. So if I'm facing the same direction I did as I went up, I hold S and D, go straight back down. Vice versa, I go up W and D, I hit A and S to go back down. Ladders start getting complicated when you start changing the direction you look. For now, don't worry about it. I will get into it in the next video. I'm going to expand more on ladders. I'm going to expand more on what we're learning here today in the next video. The next ladder tech I'm going to show you for this specific ladder is the ladder strafe. I am sure you have seen people do this many of your nuke games. I'd say every one of your nuke games, you've probably seen at least one person do this. It is extremely easy. If you are now comfortable with going up the ladder with W and S, it is a very, very simple movement. The whole movement is this. I'm facing like this going up the ladder. I make a big C. Now, your key presses aren't going to change. Ideally, you want to connect closer to the right side of this ladder to give you more leeway. So you want to go up, and it's all one motion. You don't want to stop and then do it. You're not going to get anything done. It is all one motion. You don't want to stop holding W and A before you do your strafe. Before we get on ladders, practice this. And just, it's a big around C. You get up like this. It's a round C. And what that does is when you're up here and you strafe like this, it is pushing your body this way. So when I'm up here and I'm doing this, it pushes my body this way. So now I'm going to show you firsthand exactly what your character model does when you strafe like that. So you go up and you strafe out. You see how far I get? You see the distance I get just from the first half of the strafe? The first half of the strafe is just this. Is just the half C. You're not even doing the full C. You're just lazily doing the half C. To complete the jump, you get up and you do the full C. Let me show you that again. You continue to hold W and A. You do not let go of W and A. It is very important. You hold W and A and you don't let go until you're touching. Now, you're going to run into this issue where you keep missing it or you don't do the strafe right. Remember, connect to the edge, look straight up. While getting your upward momentum with W and A, you want to strafe out and around. This works because when you strafe off like this, it pushes you off the ladder because you're holding W. If you're going up a ladder and you look like this holding W, it's going to push you off the ladder. So the W is what gets you off the ladder. The A is what allows you to strafe and make that jump onto this box. It might be easier for you to add a crouch before that. Crouch. Gives you some more wiggle room so you're not smacking your legs on this over and over again. I would recommend starting by getting up higher on this ladder. Get up higher on the ladder and then do your strafe real slow. Again, higher on the ladder, strafe real slow. Keep doing this. Again, you jump, hold WA, do the C while continuing to hold W and A. It is as easy as that, I promise. Okay, now that we're kind of through with some of the basics here, you understand for the most part, basic ladder movement. We're going to move on to some ladder tech, some realistic ladder tech you could use in your games. So I'm going to start off by showing you how to do this lobby ladder trick. It's really not that difficult, so first things first, you want to walk up to it, connect to the ladder. Now how you do that is you walk up to it and you tap S as you hit it, tap and hold. Now, you don't have to hold for too long, but long enough to make sure you're attached. Especially if you're not familiar with doing this, you want to make sure you're attached. Now, it does help if you walk this way and then turn into it. That gets you a more consistent middle drop at least, versus if you're like right here, you don't want to get stuck up on anything here or there, you know? How this works is you've seen a couple clips of it from earlier in the video. You go and you connect, you go down, and you jump off. Now, it seems a little more complicated than it is, right? Earlier when I was talking about changing directions when going up and down ladders being way more difficult than what I was teaching you, I meant it. But this is the exception I'm going to make. Now, you walk up to this ladder, you connect to it, and then you turn this way and hold W and D. Now, you're going to find your like right zone to hit when doing it. For me, it's right about there. Now, I kind of turn as I go down and connect, right? As soon as I see that I'm connected to this ladder, I start turning and hold W and D, because that kind of gets me in the right zone every time, right? I'm not catching up on anything, and I'm not, I just have that space. From here, you want to connect, go down, and then when you get to about here, you can let go of everything and just tap space. That's it. Once you get familiar with this move, you got it. Now, I like this move a lot because it is very simple. It is a nice introduction to going up and down ladders in different directions. So again, it looks like this. You go, you connect, WD, jump, and sometimes I add a crouch if I feel like I'm getting too low to that. So let's try it again. Connect, WD, jump. And keep an eye on my keystrokes down here. Keep an eye on this. WD, connect. Now, you can hold A, D, whatever. It's a habit for me to hold the strafe key because if I want to do something coming off of this. There you go. On to the next ladder tech. This is possibly just as important as that other ladder, is being able to get up this ladder quick, because chances are at some point you're going to be first up this ladder and you're going to have people behind you. The worst thing is to go up this ladder like this, holding up your teammates, getting someone caught underneath you, and you're slowly going off. You ruin the timing. Never any good. Same thing you do over there. You jump, catch it with W and A, and straight go up. The proper way to dismount off of this is very easy. People don't know how to do it because they haven't been taught. It is very, very simple. So you do the same thing you taught. When you get about here, as you're holding WA, you just look down. That's it. It's just this. That's the whole thing. That sounds ridiculous, but watch. All I'm doing is looking down. Now, you kind of have some wiggle room on the, you have some wiggle room on the correct time to do it, Like, you could do it a little early, a little late, and still get off in time to not be holding up too many people, right? So, get up, let me do it early. I'm still getting off quicker than this, right? That little jump up is enough time for a teammate to shoot up and get stuck under me. You don't want that. Let's do it one more time. You jump up, W and A, hold W and A, and look down at the end. You're going to get this timing as you go, of course. Up, W and A, go down like that. And then, if you want to get yourself faced in the right direction, you go down and you can curve this way. That's all. That's all you got to do. The next thing I want to teach you is very, very, very easy. This is a ladder glide. You've probably seen people do this. I had no idea how to do it. People gatekeep it. Here's what it is. Press space. Hold space. You can see me holding space. You press space, you hold it. You hit W, you hold it. That's it. And then when you get to the bottom, let go of both. So go up fast ladder. Jump. W. Let go at the bottom. And you can do this any direction. Like, look, I want to do it backwards. I hold space, hit S. There it is. I want to do it sideways. I want to look this way. You jump, hold space. A. It's like an elevator. You got it. That's it. It's that easy. I swear to God. You get good enough at it, you can change directions. Now, it's kind of glitchy right now. But my point still stands. The final thing I want to show you about this ladder is a silent drop. Now, a silent drop is very useful. All you do, it comes back to how you connect to ladders. Like I said earlier, all day I could walk up to this ladder, let go of W, and I'm touching the ladder, but I'm not connected to it, right? Again, I walk up, I let go of W, I'm not connected. Now we use that. What we do is you come here, you let go of W, so you're touching the ladder, but you're not connected. When you get close to the bottom, or typically as soon as I start free falling, I hold shift. So I'm here, I hold shift after I drop, and then tap W at the end. Now, yours is probably going to look something like this for a while, where you're catching it in the middle. Maybe you have problems not connecting to it till the end, or maybe you have problems connecting to it at all, But, point still stands. All you got to do is Go forward, let go of W, hold shift, tap W. Let me do that slowly for you. Now keep in mind, you don't have to hit shift in order to silent drop. I like to do it because it gives me that extra layer of security. If I'm doing a silent drop, it's because I need to do a silent drop. I'm not a big fan of silent drops. I never really do them. You've got some room. It's very, very easy. You'll get it. The last ladder tech I'm going to show you is the vent ladder. Very, very simple. The way I'd like to get down this ladder clean and smooth is you walk up to it, you connect to it the same way you have the other few ladders. You walk up, you connect to it, and while holding W and D, you can just turn around. Again, come here, just hold WD. That's it. You can just do a little 180, catch it, WD, and you're down. That was slick. Now, as you get better at it, you can do it quick and then, look back up. A good way to bait shots is to connect to this ladder and go quickly, WD, when your feet are peeking out, quickly AS. So WD AS. Bait the shots. See if there's somebody sitting there. Nobody? Alright. Now to silent drop vent is a bit more difficult. Personally, I do it like this. I start the same way as the other ladder. So I come here, I touch the ladder, shift, catch, and I'm down. So one more time. I come here, I shift, catch, and I'm down. That's it. Now, one of the last things I'm going to be teaching you in this video is strafing. What is strafing? Why do you strafe? Why does it work? CS2 runs off something called a source engine. Now, what that means is you have something called source movement. This just works with the engine they use to create the game. You can see my speed in the middle here. When I am full running with my knife out, I go 250 units. If I were to jump, let go of W, hold A and turn, I gain speed. This is kind of tricky for beginners because it's a lot going on at once. It is the jump, the let go of W, the hold A, the mouse movement. Once you get it down, it is the easiest thing, I promise you. Now, what I recommend you do is go into either Movement Hub or just a nuke private match. Go into your console and type in SV cheats 1 and then look up auto bunny SV auto bunny hopping, set it to 1. All you have to do once you're moving is hit D and look right, hit A and look left. Now, you will be speed capped, of course. That's just how this game works now. But it is a good exercise to get your strafing in order. Just practice this. Just go left and right and left and right. You don't want to strafe with your jumps, meaning you don't want to do this. I jump, I strafe at the same time. You don't want to do that. You want to strafe, jump, strafe, jump, strafe, jump. You want your jump to be in the middle of your strafe. Is the occasional strafe jump bad, meaning this? No. But the correct way to do it is to jump and strafe in between your jumps. As you get better at doing this, just left, right, you can start to find the correct mouse speed to gain the ideal speed. Mouse speed does matter. If you jump and you strafe too fast, my speed doesn't go up, and I don't really go anywhere. My speed goes down, actually. But if I were to do close to the ideal speed, I almost get 300 units from one jump. If I go too fast, nothing. Too slow, I don't get a lot of speed. Just right, I get 280, 290 units. Okay, time to talk about configs. Now, if you're new to CS2, you've absolutely heard somebody talk about configs. A config is just a file that automatically applies commands and settings when the game launches. Now, what that means is you have all of your settings or your commands in this file that goes into the game files. Now, I'd say 9 out of 10 times, configs are used for stuff like jump bug binds, long jump binds, pixel surf binds, mini jump binds, all the crazy binds, right? Nothing you should worry about right now, at least. So, final question. Should you get a config? And honestly, it depends. If you're someone who is trying to get into more jump bugs, long jumps, pixel surfs, stuff like that, yeah, get a config. Get all that stuff set up for you. Trip has a great config. I've got a great config in my Discord server. No. At the end of the day, it's really up to you, though. If you're one of those people that wants to advance into more complicated stuff, by all means, get a config. If not, your prerogative. Now, last note of the day, some general tips. Now, if you haven't already, stop using scroll wheel to change your weapons. Get on 1, 2, and 3. It's so easy. Just reach your fingers up and tap it. 1, 2, 3. Use both scroll wheels for binds. I'll put the command up on the screen. You can just put that in your console if you haven't already. Another thing, get a bind for your Zeus. If you don't have a bind for your Zeus, and every time you're going for it, you're either scrolling through your scroll wheel or you're tapping 3 2 times, terrible. You need a bind for your Zeus. In a situation where you need to pull your Zeus out quick, the last thing you want to do is cycle through weapons or have to tap 3 a couple times, right? Because chances are you're going to overshoot, undershoot, something's going to go. Now, on the very, very last note of the video, if you have the means to, get as big of a mouse pad as you can and get a wireless mouse. The bigger the mouse pad you have, the lower sensitivity you can run, meaning smoother movement, smoother aim, smoother everything. You just more precise with everything. You get the full arm motions, way more precise than little wrist motions. Now, if you are years into the little wrist motions, stay that way. You're more used to that than you're ever going to be on the lower sensitivity. But if you're getting into Counter-Strike, get the bigger mouse pad, get the smaller keyboard, get that more desk space. That is going to be the difference between you being pretty okay at movement and you being very impressive at movement. Anyways, thank you so much for your time. Thank you very much for spending your time watching my video. I do have a Discord server. I will put it in the description. Feel free to join it. I do have my config in there. It has been refined a little bit to cater more towards beginner play. If you have any questions or any recommendations, either message me through the Discord server, put it in the comments. I'll see it. And stay tuned, because I'm going to make, 7 more of these, getting a little more difficult each time. Next video, we're going to follow a lot more on, we're gonna steer a little different from more ladder tech. I feel like I kind of overdid the ladder tech this video. But, what can you do? Anyways, thank you for watching. Have a good one.